Hello friends, this is another lecture of application of partial differential equation, one dimensional wave equation, part 2. In previous lecture we have studied already two questions based on one dimensional wave equation. In this lecture we will study only this particular question. So the question is, a string is stressed and fastened to 2 points L apart. So the standard equation of the string is, what is the standard equation of a string? Del 2 y over del t square is equals to c square del 2 y over del x square. So let it be equation number 1. Motion is started by displacing the string into the form y equals to k lx minus x square, from which it is released at time t equals to 0. So the end point of the string are fastened, that is they are fixed. It means the boundary condition or subject to condition y 0t equals to 0, y lt equals to 0, because both endpoints are fixed, such as this is a string, here x equals to 0 and here x equals to f. So the motion is started by displacing the string into the form y equals to this. It means from which it is released at time t equals to 0, that is y x0 is equals to k lx minus x square. Since initial transverse velocity 0, so it implies del y over del t at t equals to 0 is also 0. So we have these four conditions. Let its solution be y equals to capital X and capital X capital T. Let it is equation number 2. So we have to differentiate this particular equation partially with respect to small x and small t, that is capital X is the function of small x and capital T is the function of small t. So we get del 2y over del t square is equals to capital X d2t upon dt square, and del 2y over del x square is equals to capital T d2 capital X upon dx square. So on putting in 1, we get capital X d2 capital T upon dt square equals to c square capital T d2 capital X upon dx square, or separating the variables, that is 1 upon c square t d2 capital T upon d small t square is equals to 1 upon x d2 capital X upon dx square is equals to minus p square, that is let, because we already know the most appropriate solution must arise on this particular minus p square, because at the positive value there are exponential term and at x equals at 0 there are linear equations. So in both cases no string exists, so the string vibrates in the form of sine or cosine. So for the sine and cosine there must be negative, so that complex root exists, and when complex root exists then the CF must be in the form of sine and cosine form. So from first and third, and here from second and third. So 1 upon c square capital T d2 capital T upon dt square is equals to minus p square, or we can write it as d2 capital T upon d small t square plus p square c square capital T equals to 0. Since this is a quadratic equation with constant coefficient, so we have to solve it by as ODE, ordinary differential equation. So for this we have to put d over dt is equals to capital D. So it implies d square plus p square c square capital T equals to 0. For auxiliary equation put a d equals to n, then equate to 0 the bracket of LHS. So we get m equals to plus minus iota pc. So the roots are cf is equals, roots are complex, so the cf is equals to c1 cos cpt plus c2 sin cpt, and pi is equals to 0. So general solution is equals to cf plus pi, or capital T is equals to c1 cos cpt plus c2 sin cpt. And in the same manner, 1 upon x d2 capital X upon dx square is equals to minus p square, or we can write it as d square plus p square, capital X equals to 0, and for auxiliary equation we have to put it equals to m, then equate to 0 the bracket of LHS. So we get m square equals to minus p square, or m equals to plus minus iota p. So CF is equals to C3 cos px plus C4 sin px, and pi is equals to 0. So GS is equals to CF plus pi, or capital X is equals to C3 cos px plus C4 sin px. Now putting capital X and capital T in equation number 2, we get y equals to C1 cos cpt plus C2 sin cpt into C3 cos px plus C4 sin px. Let it is equation number 3. Now we have to satisfy it on these particular limits. So first we have to put y equals to 0 at x equals to 0. So 0 is equals to C1 cos cpt plus C2 sin cpt into C3, because cos 0 1 and sin 0 0. So from here we get directly C3 equals to 0. So put in equation number 3, we get y is equals to C1 cos cpt plus C2 sin cpt into C4 sin px. This is equation number 4. Now we have to put the second condition at x equals to L, y equals to 0. So at x equals to L, y equals to 0. So 0 equals to C1 cos cpt plus C2 sin cpt into C4 sin px. Here we cannot put this entire bracket equals to 0, also C4 cannot be equals to 0. So we can only put this sin PL is equals to 0, and which is equals to sin n pi. So from here PL is equals to n pi, or at P equals to n pi by L. So put in 4. Y is equals to C1 cos Cn pi t upon L plus C2 sin Cn pi t upon L into C4 sin n pi x upon L. This is equation number 5. Now, in these type of problem, we generally replace all the conditions which is equals to 0 first, and in the last we will put the limit which is not equals to 0. So here first we have to replace this del y over del t at t equals to 0. So for this we have to first differentiate partially it with respect to t. Differentiating partially with respect to t. So del y over del t is equals to C1, the differentiation of cos is minus sin Cn pi t upon L into Cn pi upon L plus C2 cos Cn pi t upon L into Cn pi upon L, and into C4 sin n pi x upon L, because it will act as constant in this particular case. So at t t equals to 0, del y over del t is also equals to 0. So 0 is equals to, when we put t equals to 0, then this will also become 0. This will be 1. So from here C2 Cn pi upon L into C4 sin n pi x upon L. So from here we cannot put it equals to 0, and the value of this particular term does not affect any condition. So we can write directly C2 equals to 0. So putting in equation number 5, we get y equals to C1 C4 sin n pi x upon L into cos Cn pi t upon L. So let this C1 C4 is equals to Bn, then y equals to sigma n equals to 1 to infinite Bn sin n pi x upon L cos Cn pi t upon L. So this is equation number 6. This is yx. Now at t equals to 0, y equals to k Lx minus x square. So k Lx minus x square is equals to sigma n equals to infinite Bn sin n pi x upon L, because this will be 1. Now from here, this is clearly mentioned that this is a Fourier sine series. So we can find the value of Bn by the Fourier sine formula. So what will be the value of Bn? Bn equals to 2 upon L integral 0 to L fx sin n pi x upon L dx. The limit comes from where? Since the string is stretched from x equals to 0 to x equals to L. So the complete limit is x equals to 0 to L. So the formula of Fourier sine series is 2 by c integral 0 to c fx sin n pi x upon c dx. So here c work as L because the limit is 0 to L. So 2 upon L integral 0 to L fx sin n pi x upon L dx. So what is fx? The fx is this entire function, that is Bn is equals to 2 upon L integral 0 to L k Lx minus x square sin n pi x upon L dx. Now this is a product. Now this integral can be solved by the help of Euler, and after applying and on solving it, we get 8 L square k upon, when n equals to odd, 0 when n equals to even. On putting in equation number 6, we get y equals to sigma n equals to 1 to infinite 8 L square k upon n cube pi cube sin n pi x upon L cos Cn pi t upon L at n equals to odd, because at n equals to odd this function exists, and at n equals to even all functions will be 0, and if Bn is equals to 0, then the entire function will be 0. So this condition is only applicable for n equals to odd. So this is the required solution of this kind of problem. Hope you understand the content of this particular lecture. If you want to understand more about this particular lecture, so you have to study my previous lecture, that is lecture number 9. So if you like this lecture, then like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.